others won't. We unpack the hard truths about mental health, dissect trending topics, and challenge the stereotypes and stigmas holding us back. From navigating the 6 dimensions of wellness to redefining social norms, this is more than a discussion. It's a revolution in how we care for our minds and souls. Ready for bold, honest conversations that spark change? Let's dive in. It's time for real talk with real impact.
Well, welcome to another awesome and impactful Girl Talk Mental Health episode. This is the show where we have real conversations about the mental health challenges that you face and how to prioritize your mental well-being. And I'm your host, Virginia Dale Manning, and I am so excited about today's conversation. Now, did you know that March is recognized as Stress Awareness and Sleep Awareness Month? And in Good Girl Talk Mental Health, our theme is Good Night. So this is the Good Night series. It's the perfect time to talk about the connection between stress and rest, 2 things that many of us struggle with on a daily basis. So if you've ever felt exhausted, overwhelmed, or like your mind just will not shut down at night, then this episode is just for you. And today we will be diving in to how to stress less and find more everyday calm with our amazing special guest. We have our guest, Jennifer McFarland, the founder of Monarch Dawn. She's an author, a speaker, an ADHD advocate, and expert practitioner at TFT Tapping. So welcome, Jennifer, to Girl Talk Mental Health. So we are ready for some life-changing insights and simple strategies that the audience can start using today. So go ahead and tell them a little bit about yourself so that they can be acquainted with who they're speaking with today.
Well, like you said, I'm Jen McFarland from Monarch Dawn. I've been a TFT tapping practitioner for over 11 years, and I've also put together a system for supporting productivity for people with ADHD, and I call that custom-made change.
So are y'all ready to dive in so we can hear all of the insights that Jennifer has for us today so that we can be on our way to a good night's rest? You ready, Jennifer?
I'm ready.
All right, let's jump in with the first question. So, what are some quick and effective stress relief techniques our listeners can use daily to feel calmer in minutes?
Well, there are a bunch of really quick techniques and tips that are out there, grounding, box breathing. If you look up online, you can find a ton of them. But the one that I use the most is from tapping. And it's just 2 points, and it helps to calm and create comfort in the moment of a stressful situation. So I use that one all the time.
Okay, perfect. So tell us a little bit about what tapping is, because some of us are new to the term. I've heard it a couple of times over this span of probably just the last year. But inform us about some techniques about what tapping is.
So TFT tapping is tapping on specific points on the face and body in a specific sequence in order to release emotional distress from past experiences. So if you have grief, anxiety, stress, worry, anger, things like that are just holding you back from moving forwards from past experiences, a TFT session will help you release those emotional responses so you get to a neutral state, so you can move forward in your life without things from the past bothering you.
Okay. And you are a tapping specialist. So at the end of the show, we're going to get you to share with them how they can connect with you, because I think that would be a great resource for the audience to help them get a good night's sleep and to help them to relieve stress. So perfect. So next, let's talk about how does chronic stress, because stress is one of the big things going on in the world today. How does chronic stress affect mental and physical health? And what are some simple lifestyle changes to reduce its long-term impact?
Oh, stress is a big deal, and I think we've kind of gotten used to it being a part of our everyday life, but it really does have a huge impact, body and mind, and quality of life. So stress can impact anything from your blood pressure to your sleep. Disordered sleep is big in stress. And emotionally, it can cause you to not use the tools that are good and healthy for you, and it just diminishes your overall enjoyment and quality of life.
I know, because that's important, because quality of life, sleep, and stress, all those things equal to the success that we need in our careers and our relationships and just having a well-rounded lifestyle. So those are some real good life-changing insights. So one thing that I know that many people feel overwhelmed by stress, that's all of us, the majority of us, but don't know where to start. So, what's the first step someone should take today to regain control and find more peace over stress?
I have found the simplest, fastest, and easiest way to start handling stress is to start doing a gratitude practice. And it and the way I define a gratitude practice is you acknowledge that there are difficult or stressful things that are in your life. You're not going to deny reality, but you also look for the positive. So it's doing both things. As people, we tend towards a negativity bias, and so you have to combat that actively in order to have some more peace. And the really great thing about the gratitude practice is that the researchers have found it only takes 20 to 30 seconds.
Wow.
If you pick someone or something or an experience that you're very grateful for, you spend 30 seconds just thinking about that thing, just having that positive connection to that person or experience that you have, and you're just grateful for 30 seconds. And it's a great start to start bringing a positive aspect. And when you're tapping into gratitude and you're using that part of your brain doesn't have any time to be stressed. So.
Mm. Okay, that's what we're trying to do, reduce stress in
Mhm.
the brain. So, with the gratitude, I know like people, they think that they're doing it every day, or we do nuggets of it, like just you know, 2 seconds, like thank you, Jesus, or thank you for this, or thank you for that. But which one you think is more effective? Do you think writing down gratitude, like a journal or something like that, or actually verbally saying it?
They're both really useful. I think writing is great because it helps to connect your body with your thoughts in a way that nothing else does. So writing it out longhand, not just typing it or putting it in a voice note, really does help to uh, reinforce to your mind that this is something that's important to you. But that involves a little bit of prep and logistics and remembering to do it. If you start with the 20 or 30 seconds of gratitude, that can be a great beginning. And then as you get in the habit of doing that, you can transition or add in the writing to help boost and benefit uh, the stress relief.
Wow, that's some powerful insights for the audience. So, if this conversation is resonating with you, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share. You're gonna get the information to connect with Jennifer. You can have this as a resource, but share it and let other people know, because sharing is caring, and that's what our mission here is for Girl Talk Mental Health, is that we reach as many people as possible to give them the tips and tools that they need. Now, Jennifer, what other insights or tips or tools you would like to share with the audience about what you do with tapping and how tapping is effective, or any other things that you do within your practice to help people with stress and having a good night's sleep?
Well, with what I do with tapping is I recommend and I teach a series of exercises that are really fast and really effective. I think the longest one takes about 3 minutes, and I add on to that the way of the process of turning that into a habit so that you do it on a regular basis. And the really beautiful thing about cultivating a habit on purpose is that it is a time and energy saver once that habit is established. You don't have to think about it; it just happens automatically.
Okay.
So I teach these several exercises, and then I help you figure out how to turn that into something you actually do and use as part of your daily life, because all the tools in the world don't do you any good if you don't actually use them.
Absolutely.
And also, what practicing these stress relief techniques ahead of time before you get stressed out helps it be more effective in the moment. Trying to remember how to do a breathing technique, or grounding, where you look and you find something that connects with each of your five senses. That's great, but if you're already stressed out, it's difficult to get into the mode of doing that stress relief technique. So practicing it ahead of time and making it a habit makes it easier to do and more effective when you do it.
Now, one more question about tapping. So, do you do a lot of it virtually, or does it have to be in person?
I'm doing it primarily online. And so I do like a Zoom call with people, and I tap on me and they tap on them, so they don't have to remember all the points that we go through. And yeah, I can do it in person, but I'm primarily online right now.
Okay, perfect. Well, I hope y'all are resonating with Jennifer. So let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back with the second half of Girl Talk Mental Health.
Welcome to the Girl Talk Mental Health. Do you ever feel like you're running on empty? Stuck in the same cycle? Or just trying to keep it all together? You're not alone. Stress, depression, burnout, and self-doubt are real, but they don't have to control your life. Imagine feeling empowered, balanced, and truly at peace. At Girl Talk Mental Health, we're diving deep into the real conversations that help you heal, grow, and thrive. From breaking stigmas to actionable strategies, we're here to empower you to take back control of your mental wellness and reclaim your time, your energy, and your joy. Follow us now for expert insights, uplifting conversations, and the tools you need to transform your life. It's time for real talk with real impact. Girl Talk Mental Health. Real conversations, real change. Follow us today at Virginia Dalmenning.
Okay, so we are back and we're here with Jennifer McFarland, a tapping expert, and she gave us some real great insights on how to, to find your peace, to find your calm, especially with using her tapping process, the tapping process. So Jennifer, give us something else, some other tips. You're giving us a lot of great information. So what can people do? Because the world is busy, especially since COVID. The world has been like 1000% busy with technology, and then we have AI and all of these things that's going on. for the microwave society, right? So what's something that people can do to find peace in such a busy, busy, busy world?
Well, I think you have to go about it deliberately. You have to recognize that it's not something that's just going to happen, that one day you'll find there's this opportunity for peace in your schedule. And, that's the someday sort of thought process of, well, someday I'll feel better. Someday I won't be stressed out anymore. So you have to go about it deliberately and pick things that actually make sense to you, that bring you peace, that bring you joy and comfort, and plan that to be part of your day, whether it's first thing to start your day or right before you go to bed. You have to deliberately decide to put these things in, because rarely does that joy and that peace come without effort.
Right? That intentional, being intentional about what you want, setting goals, and knowing how you want your day to go, just like setting the scene. Another thing is like visualizing, right? If you visualize how you want your day to go, especially when you wake up in the morning, being intentional about visualizing how you want your day to be. If you want your day to be peaceful and calm and stress free, and then at night, at the end of the day, when you're winding down, visualizing how you're going to have peaceful sleep and be restful at night. So intentional and visualization kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really helps if you pick you have to be specific and clear. When are you going to do these things? Again, if it ends up being just sort of, oh, I'll get to it in my day, then it just keeps getting pushed off and pushed off. So um, this is part of like creating a habit with things, is that you get really clear, what is it that I want to do that's going to bring me peace, and now specifically, when am I going to do this? Like, where am I going to put this as part of my day that actually helps me out, makes me feel better? And then track it. Pay attention to how often you actually do that, because when you don't do it, it's actually really great information, because now you know, well, what does throw me off track? What does kind of distract me from doing this thing that's really important to me? And then you can address it. So not doing your practice is just data. You don't have to get down on yourself about it. It's not like, oh, I broke my streak, or, I really want to do this, but I'm not doing it. I don't understand why. It helps by tracking to give you, like, what happened that day that I didn't do it? Did I wake up late? Was somebody in the family sick? Or did I have a weird appointment? And then you can start to plan, well, when that happens, I'm going to pick this secondary time to do my peaceful routine, and that gives you the opportunity to actually have it in your life and not just think about it.
So personally for yourself, what time of the day or what routine or one routine nugget that you find is beneficial for you?
I do a mental health routine habit every morning, and it's TFT exercises, and then I do them in the evening too before I go to bed, and that is journaling and doing a gratitude practice, and something I like to call the win bin. I got that from a mentor, and you collect times that things have gone really well. You collect your successes. You pay attention to times when you've achieved what you set yourself out to do. So if you ever feel down or if you're frustrated, you can look back and go, wait a minute, I do have all this evidence that I can handle these things, that I do make progress. And so in my journaling, I also try to add in a reflection of something that I've succeeded in the past, or something that's gone well. And then I do more tapping.
Of course, got to practice what you preach, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so Jennifer, we winding down to the last few minutes of the show, and what I call is the spotlight moment for the guest where, you answer this question. All guests answer the same question. So are you ready for the spotlight moment?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
If anybody wants to get in touch with me and they're interested in tapping, you can go to monarchdawn.com, and there will be a YouTube playlist where you can get these tapping exercises, video instructions for them. You just download them, and then you have the opportunity to try out these exercises for yourself and feel the benefit, kind of get an idea of how it works. And it's the comfort shortcut. It's a exercise is called collarbone breathing that sort of blocks stress from getting to you in the first place. I call it your force field that you can float through your day. And then there's another one that helps you be alert and focused when maybe you have to study something or go into a meeting. And they're all fast and they're all effective. And once you do them a few times, it gets easy. You don't have to do it along with the video.
Okay, I'm sure they will enjoy that as well. I mean, it doesn't hurt to, I know it's probably new to a lot of people, but it doesn't hurt to try something new. And if you like it, continue doing it. If not, then, pass it on to someone else. And at least you know that you tried something new. So let's end on this final question. So what's one mindset shift or action step you believe could transform how we approach mental health and wellness in our daily lives?
I think the most important thing that anybody needs to do for themselves is really give themselves grace. We've never, as a human being, you've never criticized yourself into feeling better or doing better. And giving yourself grace and knowing how to do that in the moment of disappointment or discouragement is really huge, because you have to keep going in order to make progress. And difficult and disappointing things can be so discouraging that you stop and you quit. But if you can give yourself grace through the big things and the little things, you can keep making progress because you have this positive mindset that is helping you along.
That is great information. Now, if you want more information, more insight into how to find your peace in a busy world, be sure to continue to watch Girl Talk Mental Health. All of the month of March, we are diving into our Good Night series. We want to continue to grow, empower each other with mental health tools that truly make a difference. And we will see you all next week for another powerful episode of Girl Talk Mental Health. But Michelle, before we close out, tell the audience where they can find you at. And you already gave us your tapping resource, but if you want to reiterate it so that they can know that it's there, then go ahead and close us out.
You could go to monarchdawn.com. There's a opportunity there to do a free talk with me if you're interested in more information. And there's also going to be a YouTube playlist that you can download these tapping exercises and try them for yourself.
All right, perfect. See you all next week. Have a peaceful week. Have a peaceful 2025, and we will see you next week.
Thank you for joining us for Girl Talk Mental Health. Remember, your mental health is your wealth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to at Virginia Del Manning.